Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Grace here. In today's video we are going to learn how to make this beautiful corporate dress. It's actually a pinafore and with tassels. So I've chosen to use a white shade for this dress or a black shade, so you can use any color of the shades that you want, or for this dress you can go with any color. I've chosen to use a sky blue and a white shade. Without further ado, let's get into the video. By the way, my name is Grace. Please subscribe to this channel and share and like my video, because that will motivate me to create more contents for you guys. Without further ado, let's get started. And if you have more tassel, please input more tassel on it, because me, I actually budget for 4,000 naira tassel, but I end up buying for 2,400. So I did not see this exact color in the market enough to buy. So if you have much, let's work with it. Tack it, make sure you tack it to be much, okay? I mark my starting point, and that will be my under bust point, and from that I place in my under bust point, which is 18 inch, on that line. I mark my waist, which is 16 inch. My waist is 16. I'm marking it out. From that waistline, I'm going to come down by 8 inch, and that is my hip point. Please don't mind me writing H there. I'm supposed to write W. Please ignore that H. I mark 8, and this is my hip point. I still place my 13 mark on that my under bust point. I mark the length of the skirt. The length of the skirt I'm using here is 42 plus 2 inch for stitching allowance. Then I extend those lines. I level my work so that I will not get confused. I divide my hips into 4. I mark. I also divide my waist into 4. I also divide my under bust into 4, and I place those marks, and I'm joining those lines together. Because I'm working with a material that stretch, I'm adding half inch to the measurement. From the thumbnails, you notice that the material this person is wearing is a stretchy material. From the way it fits on her, you know that is a stretchy material. So when doing that, when you want to sew your own, please try and use material that stretches. I mark that same measurement that I have at my hip point, at this nail point. Then from that measurement, I'm going to come in by 1.5 inch, and that will, I'm going to come in by 1.5 inch. That will make it to give it that pencil look. So I'm going to connect it back to the hip point. I'm blending that hip point so that that point will not come out very sharp, and I'm cutting it out. Also remember to add half inch for stitching it together. Add half inch for joining our band together. So I'm using this my front piece as a pattern to cut my back piece. Well, I'm trying to manage my material. You can cut it at the same time. I don't have enough, that's why I'm cutting it one. I label my front and my back piece, so I'm putting that aside. Moving on now to the moving on now to the to that thing that look to this flounce. This thing that look like flounce, but it's not flounce anyway. It's a pleated gathers. So I'm cutting out about 6-inch unfold. Sorry, I'm making it 5-inch unfold. So I'm going to cut it as long as I want. I'm taking it to the machine. I will join it like this and stitch it down. I'm using this pattern paper to cut the upper part now to draft it because I don't have enough material. I'm marking my bust point 10-inch, my under bust 18-inch plus 1-inch for stitching allowance. So I'm going to extend these lines. Guys, notice that this half length will not get to the waistline. Yeah, so it will stop at under bust line. I also at that bust point I also mark the armhole measurement. There is no armhole in this dress. We are just using it as a guide. Mark my chest line or the armhole line and I'm connecting it. I mark the shoulder line 8-inch. I also repeat it at the chest line and I connect it on a straight line. I come down by 1-inch and slope my shoulder, connect it back to the neckline, and I'm adding ½ inch for that shoulder slope. I mark the midpoint of this, mark the midpoint of my shoulder and I connect it like this. So from that shoulder line, come in by 3-inch, and from this chest line I went down by 1-inch and I'm connecting a kind of U, connecting it like a U or C, and giving a C cut. Now I'm dividing my shoulder into 4. I mark. I also divide my under bust into 4 and mark. I will join the lines together without adding allowance. Guys, in this dress you will not add allowance to it, so take note. So you are cutting it out. This is our back piece. That 1-inch we added at the side serve as the back piece. Okay, we are moving on to the front piece now. So from the front piece we are going to come down from the that second line that I have there by 3-inch. Please ignore that face box you see there, that face line. I intend using it, but it was not up to half of my waist measurement. Yeah, so I input my half of my waist measurement, and the width of it is 3 inch. So I've used my pattern to cut on my piece like this. Also take note, I've cut the main piece and the lining together. I'm also using this material as my lining. Okay, you want to cut the facing for the skirt right now. So I make sure for the front we cut on fold. So ensure that the folded this for the facing is also cut on fold for the front. Please take note. So after that, I'm marking for 4 inch round, and I will connect and cut it out. Guys, you know our front skirt is cut on fold. The front skirt is cut on fold. Let your band also be on fold. But for the back piece is open, so our facing will be open. We mark for 4 inch down, and we connect it and cut it down. That is the back piece. You can see the way I'm pinning it down so that it will not shift. So after we are done with this back facing, this will be all for the cutting, and our next video will be on how to join all our pieces together. So stay tuned, because there are some sewing tricks. So after this, we are going to stop here. I don't want this video to be too long. Our next video will be on how to stitch this piece down. Till I see you in that video. Bye. Please subscribe, share and like this video. Subscribe, very important. Thank you.